What if I told you that in your very first meeting with someone, they might be running a secret test on you, a test to see just how easily you can be controlled? And most people don't even realize it's happening until it's too late. In this video, you'll discover the chilling secret of the 3-second rule, how manipulators use it to pick their targets, and how you can spot these subtle red flags. And trust me, the last part will completely change how you approach every new person you meet. Let's start with something simple, yet profoundly disturbing. The 3-second rule isn't about dropped food or even basketball. It's a dark concept from popular psychology, a hidden tool manipulators use to size you up immediately. Imagine meeting someone new. Within moments, they might perform a subtle, almost imperceptible transgression, a minor invasion of your personal space, a slightly inappropriate personal question, or a tiny, dismissive comment. This isn't an accident. This is a deliberate, silent test. It's their way of probing your invisible shields, seeing if they can find a crack in your armor, usually within the first moments of interaction. The goal is simple. Identify who is easily influenced, who avoids conflict, and who has weak boundaries. They're looking for targets, and these tiny acts are their initial scouting mission. But here's the problem. Most people, out of politeness or discomfort, let these first transgressions slide. We tell ourselves they didn't mean it, or it's not worth making a fuss over. And that's exactly what the manipulator is counting on. Your inaction is their green light. It signals permission to escalate, to push further step by painful step. Now it gets interesting. These boundary tests are a signature move of individuals with high narcissistic or Machiavellian traits. They are not just being awkward, they are deliberately screening you. Think about it. Has someone ever asked you a deeply personal question too soon, or made a slightly condescending joke at your expense, then laughed it off as just kidding? Most people think these are isolated incidents, harmless social blunders. But actually, research published in the Journal of Personality Disorders indicates that individuals with high narcissistic traits regularly engage in exploitative behaviors, often after testing boundaries. This isn't about one big dramatic violation. It's about a series of tiny probes. Imagine a surgeon trying to find a weak spot carefully, methodically. A 2017 study by the National Domestic Violence Hotline revealed that 95% of callers reported experiencing coercive control. This is a pattern of behavior that always involves consistent boundary violations, often starting subtly. They start small because they want to see if you're a yes person, someone who will tolerate discomfort to maintain peace. This early compliance sets the stage for much bigger manipulations down the road. Psychology experts like Dr. Ramani Durvasula emphasize that these early tests are critical red flags. Ignoring them is like ignoring a small crack in a dam, hoping it won't break. The manipulator isn't looking for friends, they're looking for targets. And your initial reaction to their 3-second test determines if you make the cut. This is where things get serious. If you don't react within those metaphorical 3 seconds, you've essentially given permission for the slow, agonizing erosion of your personal autonomy. Studies on emotional abuse show that victims often report a gradual escalation of controlling behaviors. It doesn't start with a bang, it starts with a whisper, a nudge, a tiny invasion. Imagine this. You meet someone for coffee. They lean in too close, invading your personal bubble. You politely shift back but don't say anything. They interpret your silence as acceptance. Next time, they accidentally brush your arm a bit too long or make a comment about your clothing that feels off. Again, you dismiss it. Again, they take notes. Soon, they might borrow money and take too long to return it or make plans for you without asking. Each boundary crossed makes the next one easier for them and harder for you to resist. This gradual chipping away at your boundaries is insidious. It makes you question yourself, wonder if you're overreacting. That's the gaslighting starting, a direct result of their early boundary probes. The American Psychiatric Association's diagnostic criteria for personality disorders, like narcissistic personality disorder, detail these patterns of exploitative behavior. It's not random, it's a playbook. Your immediate firm response, or lack thereof, is the first domino. It either stops the game before it begins or starts a chain reaction that can leave you emotionally shattered. Here's what no one tells you. You have the power to stop this dead in its tracks. The 3 seconds is metaphorical, emphasizing immediacy, not a literal stopwatch. The goal is to react quickly and firmly. This doesn't mean being rude to every slightly awkward person. It means recognizing genuine boundary probes. So how do you respond? If someone asks an inappropriate question, you can say, "That's a bit too personal for our first meeting." If they invade your space, subtly step back and maintain eye contact. This isn't about being paranoid. It's about protecting your energetic space. Psychology Today articles often discuss how assertiveness is a crucial self-protective measure against manipulative patterns. It can be challenging to distinguish between an accidental faux pas and malicious intent, as some critics of the rule point out. But consistent, uncomfortable patterns are the key. For example, a Pew Research Center study on online dating found that 57% of women aged 18 to 34 reported receiving unsolicited sexually explicit messages. These are clear violations, often following subtle early tests. The distinction lies in how they react to your pushback. A genuinely awkward person will apologize and correct course. A manipulator will deflect, blame you, or try to make you feel guilty for setting a boundary. Your immediate calm assertion is a clear signal. My boundaries are strong. I am not a target. This often makes manipulators move on to easier prey. Now connect everything we've discussed. The seemingly innocent remark, the casual touch, the premature personal question. These are not just isolated incidents. They are pieces of a much larger, darker puzzle. Understanding the 3-second rule isn't about fostering paranoia. It's about empowering you with the knowledge to recognize early warning signs before you get trapped in a web of manipulation. Shahida Arabi, an expert on narcissistic abuse, stresses the importance of recognizing these red flags early. The cost of ignoring them can be immense, leading to emotional, psychological, and even financial distress. Some argue that this rule oversimplifies complex dynamics, and that's fair. Human interactions are nuanced, but that doesn't negate the existence of deliberate boundary testing by malicious individuals. The power lies in your awareness. Once you understand this pattern, you can consciously choose to set clear boundaries from the very first interaction. You can protect your peace before it's ever threatened. This isn't about being aggressive. It's about being authentic and self-respecting. It's about communicating, non-verbally and verbally, that you are not to be trifled with. So next time you meet someone new, remember the 3-second rule. Pay attention to those tiny, unsettling moments. Your swift, firm reaction could save you from a lifetime of manipulation. Your boundaries are sacred. Protect them fiercely. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like and subscribe. And check out the next video on your screen right now for more hidden truths.